Shaun signed a new deal to stay at the club. I must be really pleased.
Yeah, really happy. I've obviously loved it here since I've signed. I know it's the typical thing to say, oh, it's a great group of lads and stuff, but it really is here. You get some changing rooms that maybe aren't as friendly, or people don't get on as well, but here everyone gets on with everyone, and the manager's taken us in the right direction, and his style of football's really nice to play. Even I'm a goalkeeper, it's fun to play. We're not just hoofing the ball up. So no, like I said, I think it's a club going in the right direction, and I think next year we're ready to push on again.
We spoke to Gary and he was very complimentary about the fact that away from the playing side of things, you've been a massive motivator and a great coach for the players. It gave an example of Stevenage away when you were coaching the back line, and it was very important to him that he had someone here that could continue doing that.
Yeah, I think a big part of the role as a number two, which I understand, is I don't want to be a number two. First off, obviously I want to play, but whilst I'm not playing, I think you've got to understand your role. You've got to be a motivator for the lads. I think the other thing is, I think the way the gaffer plays and a style of football I'm fond with is very similar. It's nice on the eye, and so I think in terms of how the gaffer wants us to play and how I enjoy playing are very similar. So I think, like you've touched on there, in terms of giving advice or trying to help the lads from the side, whether it be motivating them to get through when they're a bit tired, or just a bit of help if they need it. And I think that's a requirement when you're a number two goalkeeper, but also obviously to push the number one whilst they're there. But yeah, I think it's something I understand, and I know I've got to take on in my role whilst I am the number two.
You've obviously formed such a great relationship with the other goalkeepers here. You've been a great mentor for Vil, I know, and for Harry, and working with Gary Woods in doing that, a really, really great group.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, Harry's a great young lad, a local lad. He lives like 5 minutes down the road from myself in South Devon. Vil get on, like I say, I've touched on you there. People think, you turn up to work, you train with the lads and they go home. Me and Vil, we speak quite regularly outside of football, giving each other advice, trying to help each other out. Me and Vil, I think in terms of my career so far, I tend to get on with the keepers, but I think in terms of with Vil, I think he's probably the keeper I'm closest with, who I've came across in my career. And then obviously Woodsy's really, with his age and his experience, it's helpful for all of us. In terms of the technical side of things, obviously he's got that experience and whatnot, so he's great for us to learn from.
You said that obviously no goalkeeper wants to be number two, but having been in that role for most of the season and only played limited games, but still deciding to stay another year, does that suggest your ambitions for next season? Yeah,
I think, I came in as not as a number three, but I wasn't in the squad when I first came. I think after a month or so I'd gained that spot. I think the natural progression for myself is obviously straight away from the first day of pre-season next year. It starts now really, but obviously for next season is to try and get the number one shirt. Whoever it is coming in, obviously we don't know that yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a good battle. Whether it's I get in straight away or I've got to work to get in, I'm willing to do both. So yeah, like I say, my target is to get the number one shirt, and once I'm in the side, to stay in the side.
Have you had those conversations with Gary yet?
Not yet, because like I say, we don't know who's coming in the building in terms of another goalkeeper. I think they're well aware of what I want in terms of playing time, and I back myself at any level. I know I've not had the opportunity yet to play at this level, but I believe I'm good enough. Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed, and I don't think I would have been rewarded with a new deal as well. So yeah, no, we haven't personally had those conversations, but I know that they're well aware of what I'd like, and I think that's also another reason probably why they've given me the opportunity to stay, is because they want that from me as well. They want me to push to be the number one, and I think they believe I'm capable as well.
And of course, you've still got so many more jokes to tell in lifts.
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we, Craig? I'm not telling anyone any here, that's for sure. This is a serious interview, so no jokes here.
We'll end it there then.
No
Congratulations,
worries.
Shaun.
Cheers, Craig. Thank you very much.